Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with some more ArcheAge. In today's video, I'll be giving you guys an introduction to the class system and the combo systems here in this game. We're going to start off with the class system, and I think the easiest way to describe it is as follows. Think about getting to choose piecemeal bits and pieces of some of the standard RPG archetypes that you're used to. So, a tank, a melee DPS dealer, a rogue, an archer, a healer, a support character, I don't know, what else is there? There's a bunch of, just the standard RPG characters. There are classes there are class skill lines that fill all of those basic roles, and you get to pick from those three to build an individual character. So for example, on this character that I have right here, I have chosen archery, shadow play, and oromancy. And that more or less boils down to a bow character, an archer, a rogue type character, and a utility or support character, an oromancy. Now there are 10 total class skill lines. There's battle rage, defense, occultism, sorcery, songcraft, witchcraft. The three that I have chosen: oromancy, archery, shadow play, and then vitalism. And again, just to cover the basics of what these are, battle rage is basically like a melee DPS brawler in your face. Defense is tanky. Sorcery is like a mage. Vitalism is the heal support. Shadow play is like a rogue. Archery is a bowman and archer. You get the picture. These are your basic RPG roles broken up into 10 different class skill lines, of which you choose 3, which then dictate the class that you are. So once again, I've picked oromancy, archery, and shadow play. Those 3 selections make me a harrier. If I were to change any one of these, then I would be a different class. And I believe they said that there's a total possible combination of over 100 different classes. I mean, all you have to, it's basic math stuff here. 10, and then you do that to the power of whatever. You get the picture. Lots of variety in this class system. Now, it's not quite the same as, say, the recent release of Elder Scrolls Online. I know that game gets a lot of hate, but one thing I really did love about it is they give you so much freedom. You can pick any skills that you've unlocked from a variety of skill lines. This isn't quite that, but it's pretty darn close. So again, you get to choose 3 out of the 10. The 3 that you pick will dictate what your class is, but you don't just get everything. So it's not like I can get all of the archery skills, all of the shadow play skills, and all of the oromancy skills. You even have to think about it a step further, because come max level, I've done some research onto builds, and it looks like that once you hit level 50, which is the cap, you actually only have access to 23 skills. For example, you can see right now, I'm level 23, but I have only 12 skill points. So I'll show just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've only unlocked 12 skill points, leveling from 1 to 23. And once I hit level 50, I will have a total of 23 skill points to choose. That doesn't give you the full gambit. This is more than 23 that's available here. So you really have to think about the ones that you want. The skills will also level up as you use them, increasing in their effectiveness. For example, my charge bolt is rank 8. This piercing shot is rank 6. The snare is rank 2. So you pick the 3, and you get them really early on. I think it was, I don't know exactly, but I think it was before level 10 or at level 10, which I had all 3 of them unlocked essentially. And you can reset the skill points, and these particular characters here, these actually let you replace one. So say if I wanted to get rid of oromancy and replace it with something else, I could do that. I'd replace it with, I'm not gonna actually do this though, because I'd have to, re-pick up those skills. It's not a huge deal, but I don't want to lose the leveling process I've done already towards my oromancy skills. So I'm not going to do what I was just about to show you that I was going to do. But yeah, it is pretty neat, and just run through some examples. So I've seen some good builds for like a melee brawler character in which you would choose battle rage, a shadow play, and oromancy. And let me say something about oromancy. It seems like this is just a huge utility skill line. I've seen nearly every PvP build that I've looked at include this skill line for a few reasons, one of which is teleportation. This is basically a blink on a 30-second cooldown. There's also this health lift, which just gives you a boost to your total health, and it lasts for 30 minutes, so it's a self-buff. There's just a whole lot of really useful PvP-centric skills here in Oromancy, so something to keep in mind when you're doing your build. Now, moving on to the combo system. So that's basically the class system in a nutshell. Once more, 10 skill lines, you pick 3. The 3 that you choose will determine the name of your class, and then from those 3 skill lines, when you hit max level, you have a total of 23 skill points that you get to choose which skills you want in those lines. Now let's look at the combo system. With those skills and selecting the skills that you want to use with your 23 points, it is important to try to make sure you've got some synergy going, specifically for combos. And I found this fantastic website. It's arc-base.com. I'll give you guys a link in the description below. It's basically, it gives you a skill calculator, but it also will show you, based on the skills that you select, how many combos that you have. So what are combos for? So what are you talking about? Well, here's the deal. All, or most skills at least, I don't know if it's all, but most skills, you've got a base ability. But then you will also have a combo addition to that. So for example, here, Charge Bolt. It does damage, okay? And then it also slows the enemy for 3 seconds. However, if other conditions are met, we get combo effects such as 23% more damage if a target is stunned. Or if a target is if a target is slowed, applying Charge Bolt will then stun it. We've also got this ability right here. By itself, it fires damage very fastly. It's a fairly low damage dealing ability. However, if the target is slowed, it deals 24% more damage. Or this one right here. Base ability is basically to do damage over time. It's a bleed. It can also silence, but let's look at exactly what it does. If a target is already bleeding, this will increase the severity of the bleeds on the target. It will inflict 27% more damage over time if the target is poisoned. It will increase the severity of a slow if the target is already slowed. So you're gonna try to synergize the skills that you pick from your 3 skill lines. Remember, you only get 23. You're gonna try to synergize them so you've got some great combos going. And with that website that I told you about, arc-base.com, I set up my skill and then it shows me all the different combos. So for example, right now, based on the current skills that I've unlocked, I've got a few combos. I can open up with a shock arrow and then follow it up with the piercing shot bleed. And what that's going to do is that's going to increase the slow. So the shock arrow applies a slow, and then this bleed attack will increase that slow. Or if I open up with a shock arrow and then follow it up by spamming the endless arrows, we're going to get 24% more damage on endless arrows. Or if I open up with this plunge ability, which is a short range charge that will stun the target, and then we follow that up with a charged bolt, we're gonna get 23% more damage off of that. And then you can chain these combos. So think about this. I open up with the stun, I follow it up with the charge bolt, dealing 23% more damage on the charge bolt. Now with the charge bolt there, I follow up here with my number 4, the piercing shot. That's going to increase the slow from the charge bolt, and then I believe it refreshes the duration as well. And then with that slow applied, I then follow up with an endless arrows, getting additional damage, 24% more damage on endless arrows because the target is slowed. So that's the sort of thing, and that's how it's really neat because there's so many different potential combinations, and you're going to try to set up for all these useful things. So let me just show you some of that in action. I'm actually going to just do the one that I just mentioned. So we're going to open up with this. All right, then we're going to do this to get increased damage, and we spam this, and that's the combo based off of the slow. Once the slow dropped, that combo is no longer applying. We no longer get that increased damage. Or why don't we go ahead and open up with the 1, and we're going to follow that up with the 4, which is going to increase that slow duration. You see that additional debuff, and now with the slow, we spam endless arrows, and we get the combo so long as that slow is applied. It's pretty neat. I really like it. I'm really having fun playing with different potential combos and seeing, how can I max out my damage? How can I increase the slow duration? What skill should I choose? And that's just from these 3 skill lines. If I were to replace Oromancy, say with another skill line, I could even go for some other combos. It doesn't look like I'm going to get a lot of combos off of Oromancy. This is more utility. I don't know that I'm going to make that switch because teleportation is so ridiculously strong. It's a blink. I mean, you need that. Everyone needs a blink. But yeah, again, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an introduction to a few of these systems. Once more, the class system as well as the combo system in this game. I've been playing it a ton. I kind of do this with games. I go full bore into things. I am having a good time. As with everything though, It's not perfect. There's room for improvement. There's things that I'd like to see worked on and possibly changed throughout the course of the alpha. I mean, it's the alpha, you know. We'll get into impression videos and stuff like that later on. I already gave you guys my first impressions. I'm pretty excited because this is a big seamless world. Like, you can just travel from zone to zone and there's no load screens, and I love that so much. There's naval PvP. I've heard that you can switch factions. I'm currently on the East faction. We're in this zone. There's another faction that we fight against right over here in the West. Apparently, there's some sort of a system where I can switch factions. I can go and be on their team. And then I also heard both factions could potentially exile you, and then you could only be friendly with like this group of rogue pirates somewhere out in the sea. And I'm learning new things every day. This game just it's really crazy. There's a lot going on in this game. There's a lot that I'm learning, and I'm enjoying it every step of the way, with some exceptions. Again, there's things that you know. It's not modern day friendly MMO. What do I mean by that? You don't share mobs. If someone tags a mob before you, they get the mob. I mean, I'm actually, I kind of like that because I can be a bit of a troll, but that's just a small example of something that might turn some people off. But you know, I'm a range character, so I'll probably run around tagging a bunch of mobs, being a huge jerk, because you know, I'm kind of like that sometimes. I get in that mood. Anyways, that's gonna do it, guys, for this video. Thank you so much for watching a brief introduction to the class and combo system here in ArcheAge. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more great gaming coverage coming up here on the channel, as well as, yes, most likely some more ArcheAge coverage. Thanks again, guys. If you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning. And I can do this, and I can do this, woo! I know it's not a big deal, I love it. I just glide. I don't want to glide to my death here. All right, wait, what am I talking about? I'm gonna whip some ass. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, increase damage. Boom, increase slow. Bam, spam it in your face. In your face. Check out this. I need to show you this. This is ridiculous. Watch my damage. You guys ready for this? My F1 ability does mass increase to my damage. As long as I remain standing still, it's kind of crazy. Okay, here we go. Ready? F1, and then we go like this, then we go like this, and then we just spam it. And then we don't move, but we just spam it. And bam, he's dead. That's right. That's right. Kicking ass. Gliding. Taking names. You know the deal. Whoops. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You ready for it? I don't think you can handle it. That's right, Beyonce.